No news headline is safe.
Good evening. Welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Richard Ayoade. In the news this week, at a leisure centre in Birmingham, Ozzy Osbourne begins to regret letting Sharon organise his surprise birthday treat. At a naval base in Portsmouth, sailors test a new alarm system that emits a whistle whenever something undesirable approaches the ships. And at an end-of-year graduation party, one guest called his mate, "You know my idea for a fancy dress costume? You didn't tell anyone else about it, did you?" On Ian's team tonight is a sports broadcaster who will soon be presenting Match of the Day. And, in case she's wondering, I know as much about football as the Nets man, who, unfortunately for her, is Ian Hislop. Please welcome Kelly Cates. On Paul's team tonight is a comedian who, in a recent interview, bemoaned the general decline in British manners. So please give a considerate and respectful welcome to our very special guest, the supremely funny and talented bastard Jack D. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Kelly, here are yours.
That's Winston Churchill. Oh, no, it's Keir Starmer. Here's a drone, and there's another one. It's Dad's army.
Oh, it really is Dad's army. So it looks as though they found a way for the pensioners to earn their winter fuel payments, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, we're at war.
Well, give it a moment, Ian. So this is the Strategic Defence Review. What did Keir Starmer promise?
12 nuclear subs ready to attack someone.
Yes.
I'm not sure who the enemy is now. It might be the United States.
There's apparently anyone who thinks they're hard enough.
Oh, good. Anyone who shouts "you" and "whose army."
Yes, exactly.
Which is great, because there's a load of 18-year-olds being sent over on their gap year to go and fight the war for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
It'd be good if Russia ever attack Ayia Napa.
Yeah.
We'll be ready for them.
Yeah.
But they're very good with computer games.
Yeah.
So all the people who are playing Call of Duty will now do it for real.
Yeah.
Actually, not doing shoot-'em-ups, they'll actually literally be...
They'll be fighting from home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your tea's ready. I'm at war, I can't come now.
We will fight them from the bedroom.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, certain sections of the army are ready to strike at a moment's notice.
Is that a real advert?
That's it. I directed it.
Did you?
I wish. Now, in terms of the wider spending review, who else is demanding money from the government?
Everyone?
Yeah.
Teachers,
Sure.
doctors, nurses.
They've got enough, Ian.
The police.
Thank you, Jack. The police. Senior police chiefs have warned that they will have to deprioritise, adding, if funding is cut,
yes.
that means some crimes must be ignored. How will we tell? In other police news, can anyone tell me what's going on here?
Oh, it's savage cuts. Used to be a bloke under that.
This is Superintendent Paul Allen, who found his missing hat almost 25 years after he lost it. Funny thing, it was on his head the whole time. It's not. No, it wasn't. I'm just being humorous. It was found in a quarry in Leicestershire and handed in by a member of the public.
Who decided that was a story?
I think the police are so hard up for good news stories.
Yeah, we've sold something. Here we go. Yeah. Maybe they get onto finding my missing motorbike.
Yeah. No.
And how do they know it was his hat? I mean, they look very similar, don't they?
It had his name written on a little name tag.
Did it, or have you just made that up?
God, you're good. He said we might hand it over to our archivist, because this story is probably worth telling again when I retire. I wouldn't open the memoir with that. Now, do the police ever wear helmets anymore, or is it just hats? What's happened to the helmets?
Apparently there's a quarry with hundreds of them.
Right. Well, this lively conversation has given me an idea for a new game, a very fun game, called Hat or Helmet. Would you like to play? I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, sure.
This is how it works. There'll be some people in the news in a hat or a helmet.
Right.
And you have to tell me who they are.
Oh, who they are. Okay.
And why they're in the news.
OK.
Is it a buzzer round?
Yeah.
No.
It's not a buzz around.
That would make no sense within the format.
OK.
Okay, well, I don't know it yet.
Yeah, we don't know the
I
format
don't know if you're going to show a picture and we had to come in and say.
There we are.
But, you know, OK, I'm sorry. I'm only trying to help out.
Ian.
Yes?
You start. Would you like hat or helmet?
Hat, please.
Let's go for it.
It's Robert Jenrick.
It is.
The story is he's been going down the tube. Literally. He's not the Tory leader, but he'd quite like to be. So he's leading a campaign against crime, which is quite amusing.
Yes.
During a property deal with a Tory donor called Richard Desmond. The judge described him and his behaviour as unlawful. I just bring that up in the hope that someone, somewhere, will allow me to say it again.
He's a one-man vigilante.
Yes. Yeah.
On the London Underground, pointing out fare dodgers. And pointing them out with extreme force.
Yes.
Excuse me, do you think it's all right not to pay? Seriously, why do you go back through the barrier and pay? Do you want to go back and pay like everybody else? Do you think it's all right not to pay? Why don't you go back and pay? You can say off as much as you want. But everyone else has to pay. You're carrying a knife, do you say? It's the same with bike theft, phone theft, tool theft, shoplifting, drugs in town centres, weird Turkish barber shops.
I'm confused, though. Is that a barbershop specifically serving weird Turks?
That's right. I mean, whoever gave him that haircut, fair enough, it is pretty weird.
The key issue is, what did Hello, Good Morning Susanna Reid think?
She was furious.
She was furious.
Because she said he should have picked up on the fact that someone said they were carrying a knife, because, as she quite rightly said, if her children were travelling on the tube, she'd much rather they were sat next to someone who jumped a barrier than someone who was carrying a knife.
Let's see Susanna put the case herself.
Did you report to the police that you've been told someone was carrying a knife on the tube?
I haven't done, but...
Why not?
Well, I didn't feel the need to do that.
Why not?
Well, it's not about me, the video, is it?
You made it all about you. The video is literally all about you.
But you said that, but that's not what I've
It's you walking around tube stations confronting people.
Absolutely rinsed. Got rinsed. This week, Robert Jenrick tried to bolster his Tory leadership credentials by filming himself confronting fare dodgers. According to The Sun, Jenrick was repeatedly told to fuck off. He then left his house. See? What a great round. Hat or helmet.
Is that the end of it?
No. Jack, hat or helmet?
I'm going to push the envelope now.
Oh, yeah. Balaclava.
Beret.
Oh, I'm going helmet.
Helmet.
Yeah, go on in.
Let's go for helmet. What is this?
It's a helmet.
Yeah.
I was right.
It's an ash tree.
It's an ash tree.
That's what's on his head, to highlight the threat of ash dieback disease to ash trees in Southampton.
Do you know, I think we could probably drop the helmet part of this format.
I I think if we drop that,
Yeah.
I don't know where we are, Paul.
We're on hat.
OK. He wore this helmet.
Yes.
It is a helmet.
It is a helmet,
at
yeah.
an interspecies democracy meeting. Species which can't speak or vote in elections, and there are too many, were represented at a meeting of Southampton Council as part of its campaign to become a national park city. Let's take a look at what went down.
I am the foxglove, and I represent all the wildflowers. I am nettle. We have been misunderstood.
I'm an ash tree, and I'm here because ash trees are being cut down because of ash dieback.
Envision a Southampton where people and nature coexist harmoniously.
We acknowledge our respect for the earth and thank the foundation of our lives.
Is there much to do in Southampton?
Is that an official council meeting?
It's an interspecies council meeting in Southampton. That's right. Where were you, Ian? Kelly,
Yes.
hat or helmet?
Helmet, please, Richard.
Oh,
I really was looking for you to say hat.
Hat, please, Richard.
Thank you.
well, you've only got one helmet question.
That's one of the
Yes.
problems of the format. Yeah. One of the problems. There's so little helmet news. I mean, look at that one. OK, who's this?
We don't know who that is.
It's Elon Two Hats Musk.
Yeah.
He's finally snapped after spending almost a year in Donald Trump's inner circle.
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
I mean, it's also a medical condition. He said what he thinks are the president's plans for
Yes.
a massive tax cut.
The big bill, it's an abomination.
Yes, he's called Trump's big, beautiful bill an outrageous, pork-filled abomination of a spending bill.
And he's got a black eye as well, because he's
Yeah.
got a black eye. He asked his 5-year-old child to punch him in the face. His 5-year-old child is called X.
That's why I hit him.
Yeah. And I think the phrase X marks the spot has never been more accurately used. Thank you very much.
OK.
New bits?
Oh,
Are we at war?
there's some news. Elon Musk and Donald Trump's war of words has bitterly escalated. Donald Trump said on Truth Social that Musk was wearing thin and threatened to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. And Musk hit back on X by saying, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
We'll call it an amicable split. Shall we?
We don't know whether this is true because our source is Elon Musk. Yes.
And a website called Truth Social,
Truth Social.
run by a liar. So I'm just throwing it in,
Yeah.
keep the lawyers awake.
I'll keep the lawyers awake. I say it's true.
Yes.
Trump has also accused the BBC of lying.
Yes, that's right.
About its account of what happened in Gaza at the aid centre, which is fairly extraordinary. A man who lied about winning the election ends up thinking that the real villain in the entire Middle East is the BBC for reporting on shooting people who are starving. I just bring that up.
This is the first strategic defence review since 1989. According to The Guardian, Keir Starmer has pledged to make Britain battle-ready with drones. Happily, we already have some of the best drone pilots in the world, standing outside prisons delivering mobile phones.
It's true.
One military expert said that in future, all wars could be fought by robots. Cool. Paul and Jack,
Yes.
here are yours.
OK.
Oh, and there's someone writing Keir Starmer's speech.
One of Trump's saner moments.
What a...
Sausage rolls?
Sausage rolls.
Yeah, yeah.
Madame Tussauds did a waxwork model of a sausage roll.
Yes.
Presumably to try and get more scaffolders through the doors.
You're completely right. This is news that a Greggs sausage roll is the first food item to be immortalised in Madame Tussauds. Greggs is Britain's favourite baker.
Yes.
As we know, even Keir Starmer has been known to pop in on his way to work and ask for a Greggs hostage roll. They are celebrating cultural icons. That's what they're doing.
Right,
And it's a very specific thing. 1 million are bought every day, and it will be on display in the culture capital section of the museum dedicated to icons that have helped shape Britain. And
That shape is a beast.
yes, the sausage roll will be displayed alongside fellow cultural icons David Attenborough and Shakespeare. Here it is.
You sure that's not bacon?
Exactly.
Oh, there are so many other sausage roll Shakespeare jokes available.
Well, it's been praised to the hilt, this sausage roll, for looking exactly like the real thing and having the same nutritional value. Who isn't going to be made into a waxwork?
Me.
I mean, there's got to be a long list of people who aren't going to be made into...
Yeah.
No, you're right, you're right.
That woman
Yep.
there.
Most of the population.
Is it someone who wanted to be?
Well, maybe they would want to.
Yeah.
Me.
Keir Starmer, no.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Keir Starmer.
Really?
They've said they won't be making waxwork of him as they're not sure he'll be relevant in 5 years.
It's harsh. Yeah.
Yeah. Or now. What was happening here?
There was a waxwork model of Macron got stolen by Greenpeace or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right, yes.
I always think with these people, I know they mean well, but every time you see them, you just think, oh, if you're the alternative, I just say, bring on the end of the world, really, because if that's what we've got to look forward to, then frankly, I'm ready. We've had a good innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just crunch on the capsule, get it done with.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are getting cheerier in your old age, aren't
You know, you've got to look on the bright side.
Finally, who wants to see the waxworks of William and Kate at the Polonia Wax Museum? Yes.
Yes.
Have Thunderbirds been told about this?
Time now for round 2, the swirl of news. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Activate the swirl.
Fantastic. Look at that for special effects. Men's shorts are getting shorter.
You're completely right. This is the news that short shorts are in fashion for men this summer.
Yes.
And what has a trend been dubbed?
The short trend?
Yeah. You haven't got one of those capsules, have you?
I'll tell you what it's called. Thigh Guy Summer.
Thigh Guy Summer.
That's right.
Who's calling it that?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Absolutely everyone. And we do have a picture of some very short shorts.
Yeah.
That's a pair with a 5-inch inseam on morning television, and that is when the authorities picked him up.
He looks like the two halves of his body are going to different events.
Yes. How do you feel about short shorts in general, Kelly?
I mean, on young and, you know...
How young?
Like...
Bear in mind the history of BBC presenters.
I played the answer back in my head and I'd like to withdraw it.
But footballers' shorts have got shorter. Do they get shorter and longer over the years? I mean,
Yeah, they were quite long in the 90s, and then the shorter ones are sort of coming back.
Can you identify a footballer from their shorts?
No.
Bad luck. Let's have a look at a picture. Well, I want you to identify this footballer.
I feel like if I could identify a footballer from this picture, I wouldn't be doing my job properly.
Ian, do you want to guess?
It's Gary Lineker.
You're right!
Is it?
Yes! Of course it is.
Well, it didn't take him long to get a new job, did it?
Yeah.
Is he presenting Crotch of the Day? Is there any explanation for that photo? We just...
No, it's just in my wallet. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Activate the swirl.
This is Paris Saint-Germain, who have just won the Champions League by beating Inter Milan 5-0.
That is exactly right. Now, are you set for Match of the Day, Kelly? Do you have Twitter?
I did have Twitter, but I deleted it way before Match of the Day.
OK.
Yeah, so that's not a temptation for me.
OK.
But I did think the most sensible thing to do to distance myself from the previous era was to come on a satirical topical news quiz.
It's all right, I'll handle the Gaza questions.
And you can do the Gaza questions.
Kelly, you managed to upset a couple of fellow Northwesterners.
What did I do?
Well, perhaps we should look at what you did.
After 3 wins in 4, particularly after the win against Brighton, we're expecting he's going to be in a good mood. How significant was that last win?
It was a huge win. I mean, do you think that was so vital to win a relegation game and obviously a good form as well?
Yes, I mean, 9 points out of 12 at this late stage.
Was it done as an April Fool joke or something? Or?
No, they just aren't very good at walking and talking. They were supposed to answer and then go.
Right.
But they made it look natural. In other news, a hybrid sport is gaining popularity in the UK. Underwater rugby.
Incredibly dangerous scrum.
Yeah. Nick Harvey, founder of Pure Underwater Rugby Guildford, described the sport as beautiful. Let's have a look at the beautiful game.
Some things don't need inventing, do they?
And if you're wondering when you come up for air, Nick has the answer.
When's a good time to come up for air, for example?
Well, when you have to breathe.
Smart guy.
This is the news that Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League. PSG defeated 4 Premier League teams on their way to the final. Some football experts attributed this to the English club's heavier schedule. Other pundits put it down to an inability to modernise their tactics, while Gary Lineker blamed Benjamin Netanyahu.
It's good that someone does. Just saying.
Fingers on buzzers. To make the swirl.
Yeah, swirl.
Yeah, swirl.
Yes.
Horses. Horses have expressions, don't they?
That's exactly right. Horses have 22 facial expressions.
Why don't they use them then?
That's 21 more than me.
Yeah.
How do we know that they have so many?
Scientists have observed them.
That's right.
Yeah, what other answer could there be? A horse wrote a letter into the Times. I have 22 expressions.
Let's test this out, shall we? I'm going to show you a horse.
Oh, no, don't.
Yes.
Oh, go on then. Yeah.
And you have to tell me how it's feeling.
OK, definitely, yeah, all right.
First one.
Yeah.
What's this expression telling you?
Nostalgic.
Flirtatious.
Flirtatious. Definitely flirtatious.
Again,
definitely.
remember, you work for the BBC. Let's not escalate this.
Yeah. I don't want to jump over anything else today.
Yeah.
But what about the horse, Jack? This is a happy horse.
Is it?
It's a happy horse, a horse that's pushing its nose forward as a sign that it's feeling friendly and in a good mood.
Why has he got the same haircut as Adolf Hitler?
I said it was a happy horse. I didn't say it wasn't a fascist horse.
Right.
Okay?
Fair enough.
What's going on with this nag?
That's existential despair.
That's aggressive, isn't it? That's definitely aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can read your horse's paw.
Yeah.
The ears are flat, the nostrils are flared. This horse is furious.
I thought flared nostrils went out in the 70s.
They're coming back with short shorts.
Yeah.
This
Short
horse...
snorts, even.
Yes, exactly.
I can't help feel that we've been led down this path.
Yeah.
Naysayers be damned.
Time now for the missing words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Roller Rag. And we start with a violin, a frying pan and a vacuum cleaner.
Walked into a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walked into a pub and the landlord said, "You free a bard?" And they said, "Why?" And he said, "At the violin, I've got no music licence." He said, "At the frying pan, I don't serve food." And he said, "At the vacuum cleaner, you suck, all get out."
I can't give you points for a better answer.
No.
A violin, a frying pan and a vacuum cleaner are just some of the things you can find in Sydney Airport's lost property.
Why is that in Roller Skating magazine?
Well, it wasn't.
No.
These items and many more are now going to be auctioned off. Not sure what will go for the highest price. Probably the suitcase of cocaine. Next, what is better than Netflix?
Talking to other human beings.
Oh, don't be stupid.
I'm
Going
sorry,
to the
Richard,
cinema.
that was silly.
That was ridiculous.
Is it chilling?
You make it sound like a word you've never heard.
Well, I have my new ringtone. The answer is watching people argue on a bridge over the River Conwy in Wales is better than Netflix.
Yeah.
The bridge in Wales regularly sees motorists argue, unleashing a foul-mouthed torrent of 16-letter words. Next, Ipswich town centre to be improved by what? As if it could be improved.
Dynamite?
Ipswich town centre to be improved by installation of portal to another city. What? That's right.
You're from Ipswich, aren't you? But you...
I'm one of the major sons of Ipswich.
Yeah.
Is Ipswich a city? Because the football team's called Ipswich Town.
Has Ipswich got a cathedral?
Look, I'm feeling very ganged up on tonight. I'm from Ipswich. I've suffered enough.
Have you noticed a cathedral in Ipswich? Norwich's got one. Has Ipswich got one?
No.
Ipswich has got fighting spirit.
Yeah. And no cathedral.
And a lot of reasonably priced shoe shops.
Yeah.
Now, lastly, beginners to the world of roller skating should remember the saying, what?
It's not the rock in your roll, it's the glide in your slide.
Whoa!
Beginners to the world of roller skating should remember the saying, don't go near the jungle because to a tiger your meal's on wheels.
should remember the saying, you look like a tosser.
These are all very good.
Yeah.
Sadly, the answer is beginners to the world of roller skating should remember the saying, drill it till you kill it. Drill it till you kill it, also being Donald Trump's environmental policy. So the final scores are Ian and Kelly have 7, Paul and Jack 8.
Oh.
But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
Oh, yeah, the animal saying, oi, Attenborough, how'd you like it?
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Kelly Cates, Paul Merton and Jack Dee, and I leave you with news that, in London, as she arrived for a visit to the Royal Horticultural Society, the Queen is briefed by her undercover protection team. At a historical reenactment in Warwick, there's complaints that some participants are overdoing the ornamental codpieces. And backstage at the TV Quick Awards, 2 stylists discuss their options after overdoing the temperature setting on Claudia Winkleman's hairdryer. Good night.
We know you can't wait for the new series. In the meantime, why not recap all the drama from round 1? Press red for the gold on iPlayer. Next, it's the morning after the night before and the shame is setting in. We've all been there. Stay with us for the Power of Parker.
All our kids have gone off to uni, so it's time for the next chapter.